Welcome back to another wonderful day of Emunah and Bitachon. It's campaign season, so all the beautiful shiurim we give throughout gets put to test. It's fascinating because we were talking this morning with all the people that were here. We were discussing that when you fundraise for a mosad, when you fundraise for Yeshiva, any business, you got to make money. You have to align all the thoughts and the learnings that you did, and you have to put it to actuality. Meaning the Kotzker once said, the Holy Kotzker once said, that the distance from the heart to the mind is further than from here to the moon. From the mind to the heart, from the heart to the mind is further than from here to the moon. What do you mean? He says, you could know whatever you want. You could know it, you could learn it. But then it has to be put to actuality, when you put to test, that's when you really want to know and feel. It's when you let's give very practical examples, right? We make a campaign. Probably those of you that watch this will see we're going to be posting about the campaign. This is the one of the biggest sources of income for the yeshiva, Baruch Hashem, for the people that are here in the yeshiva, and not just for the yeshiva, but also for the outreach programs, for everything that we do throughout the world. And we try to raise $1 million. It's a match campaign, and then hishtadlus is that you have to make the keli. I spoke to Rav Shem Galai. He says you have to make a vessel to be able to make the money, because everybody makes magic campaigns and everybody makes campaigns and everybody posts statuses. So I once asked him, I said, in Yiddish, it's like it's ausgespielt. It's like it's played out. And he says you're really not doing anything other than making the vessel, the keli, for that hishtadlus. And that's really any job is like that. When you're going to work, you're just going to make your vessel for Hashem to give a conduit for the parnasa. What the Chazal calls over and over again is the emtsoi. Emtsoi is the middleman. Your job is your middleman, kaviyach, so to speak, between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you. And Hashem set up the world like that. So David Galptach this morning was said to me, so what, does that mean the harder you work, the more money you make? And because HaKadosh Baruch Hu almost makes the world like that. A guy is like working really hard. Wow, he made the money and he's sending you office longer. But the Chazal says in Emunah and Bitachon, in belief, you have to really, really understand that your job is to do your hishtadlus. And every person has to know what their hishtadlus is in their job, in their field, in their parnasa, what the hishtadlus is. And when you make a campaign, right, this is me trying to grasp at understanding it as much as I talk about it. What you're doing is you're making a vessel, and then when you call someone, that person is not the one that decides whether or not the yeshiva should have the money. It's Hashem that decides it. The only question is that person decides as to whether he will be the conduit for the yeshiva to make the money. So to speak, which means Hashem says, this yeshiva will make X amount of money. Who are the conduits? So that's my job to try to find those conduits. That's what hishtadlus means. And then when we appreciate a person that did give the money, the appreciation is, like the Chazal says, thank you for being that conduit, for choosing to be that vessel to bring the Kedusha into the world. Rabbi Groner said over this morning that the lashon of the Gemara's or Chazal is Rebbe was mechabed ashirim. Rebbe was mechabed those that are wealthy. So one of the tzaddikim of yesterday said, why was Rebbe mechabed the wealthy people? Why did he give them kavod? Why? Because they had money? It's because Hashem chose them to be the vessels to bring Kedusha into this world. So he was mechabed, that the fact that Hashem was mechabed them to be that, so to speak, gabai or gizbar or conduit to bring Kedusha to the world. So when you're thanking that person, it's not you being mechabed him for having money. You're saying thank you for choosing to be a mezaka, someone that has schosim in this world and bringing those schosim down. We once said over the story from one of the big tzaddikim, the name slips my mind, that when he was young, he suffered a lot from colds and from the cold, and he used to dress with extra layers so he shouldn't get cold. And then when he was in Siberia, he never got a cold. And they asked him, what's the pshat? What's the deal? How does it work? Your whole life you suffered, and then when you went to Siberia, which is sub-zero weather, constantly, you didn't get cold. And he says, because when I was in my own rishos, I was able to do my own stuff. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it behooves me that I have to dress, my hishtadlus is dress a certain way so I don't get sick. When it's out of my rishos, I said to Hashem, I can't dress that way, which means I'm out. My hishtadlus is to just be. So Hashem says, okay, no problem, I'll take care of you. Which is fascinating, because what hishtadlus and Emunah have to do is take away the fear of like, oh my gosh, what's going to be? Oh my gosh. Chazal says over and over again, hishtadlus, Emunah, Bitachon, all gives a certain peace of mind that you're like, okay, yeah, it's going to be okay. Don't be nervous. It's going to be okay. In everything in life, in health, in family, in parnasa, in nachas, in the journey of life. The whole journey of life is that certain peace of mind. We call it surrendering. Surrendering brings a serenity, and it's the surrendering, the Emunah surrendering, the Bitachon surrendering of like, Hashem, it's all you. And it's not, be careful, it's not a cop-out. A person can't cop out and use this as an excuse and be like, oh, great, I surrender, I don't have to do anything, I can lay in bed the whole day, I don't have to do anything. It doesn't work. That's not the way surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean I'm lazy, so I don't do work. You have to work hard. You have to do your job. You have to show up. You have to show up for life. Show up for life. Daniel, you got to show up for life. Right? That's the famous line. Show up for life. Once you show up for life, and you do it, and push yourself, and be passionate about it, and whatever the hishtadlus calls for, whatever your job calls for, whatever your responsibilities call for, do it. Do it to the best of your ability. Try. But then sit back and say, Hashem, it's all you. I was sitting with someone this morning, and a businessman, and he said his company almost got a very, very large contract, and it fell through. And the person says, so Hashem said it's not for me. And I was like, wow, that's the way we got to live it. The way we got to live it is it's not, oh, I could have got the job. I should have. I could have got the donation. Hashem sends you donations. Hashem sends you jobs. Hashem sends you money. Our job is not to be nervous about it. You have to work. The concern should be, let me work, let me do it. And the more you talk about it, the more you understand, hamanti ki adaber, the more you live it, the more you feel it. There was one more story that I once said over with, I think it was the Brisker Rov during the Second World War. I said it a few months ago. And he was generally he was concerned about making sure that he's safe. Things that were sakana, things that were danger, used to get him concerned, and he would try to stay away from things that were dangerous. During the Second World War, so he was in a town that was being bombed, and people were like saying, hide in the basement, hide. He slept peacefully like a baby on the second floor. He was like, I'm sleeping on the second floor. So they said to him, it doesn't fit your personality. You're always the person who's nervous and concerned, and you're worried that sakana is going to happen. There's no greater sakana than bombs falling. Why are you not nervous? He says, because my job is hishtadlus. When bombs are falling, there's nothing I could do. I can stop the bombs. Being in the basement is just as dangerous as being on the second floor. I'm in Hashem's hands. Why am I not sleeping peacefully? That's Emunah, top of the mountain. Meaning when we hear these stories, when we say over these stories, we need to know what the top of the mountain is. Don't beat yourself up for not feeling it. Don't feel guilty. Oh, I wish I could feel that way. Understand where you want to go with Emunah and Bitachon. Understand what the top of the mountain of Emunah and Bitachon is, to be peace of mind. Now, talking about it doesn't mean, hey, I'm being peace of mind, the money's going to come and it's easy. Of course, there's concerns. Of course, you're like, oh, what if? I should call, I should answer, I should ask, I should get the donation. But you want to be and understand where the top of the mountain Emunah and Bitachon is, where you want to head. We're on a journey of Emunah and Bitachon. These shiurim are not like we're perfect. We're not perfect. We're imperfect. But we want to know, and we talk about it, so we should get there. Hashem should help us. We should have a blessed day, a day full of Emunah, Bitachon, and journey to the top of the mountain. Have a wonderful day.